Okay, I don't know what happened to the last video, but I was gonna do it anyway. Show the book work information. But I'm gonna show you every time I read a book. I always show you what I'm reading out of. Back up in here again, Native American prophecies, examining the history, wisdom, and startling predictions of visionary Native Americans. By who? Scott Peterson. Okay, this is gonna be part two of what I did. Was put the link in video part one into part two, so you can see what I'm going to give you, and the information I'm giving you is right and exact. This is what I had read previously a while back, and I was like making note of everything. Okay, so the reason why I was going to do this anyway, I was just couldn't find out where they were living at. I'm like, where are all these Latinos living at, or these Aztecs? You know, Aztec warrior, all that shit. Yeah, well, where are they living at in Georgia or Atlanta? Where are they living? I mean, they be building on these houses around, but you don't see them nowhere in the city. Nowhere in the city. So the crazy thing is, I ended up being at a spot. I was just sitting there. So found out where a lot of them live. They live in a lot of area where white people live at, or Caucasoid people, or people that's in danger of the sun. So they were in the same vicinity, in the same area. They got all these new houses they build, these great houses, but they got these apartments around the area. All you see is Aztec Latino people, Latino or Latina people walking around all outside. I'm like, wow, that's really strange. You don't see them nowhere inside the city, but you find them where we won't be at. Melanated people. Make sure you know who I am a melanated person. I don't just be saying it, just be acting like I'm something I'm not. So anyway, let's get right into the information. Priests who specialized in prophecy were known as Chalam, that's mouthpiece or interpreter of the gods, and their proclamations were widely quoted in politics. Bishop Diego de Landa, which is a Mexican or Latino, Latin bishop, he's of Catholic faith. In his accounts of the affairs of Yucatan, written in 1566, relates that the prophets were so highly esteemed by the people that they carried them about on their shoulders. Okay, think about rap music, all the music we put out or whatever, and also you look at reggaeton. Reggaeton is like a Spanish version of reggae. Okay, think about it. So, oh man, I was gonna make a separate video. 316 just passed. I was gonna make a separate video about this subject, but since I just thought about it now, I'm like, fuck it, just put it in this video. Remember when reggaeton came out, like was real strong, and who was the catalyst for reggaeton? And everybody in reggaeton on the song was like white, and it was like one person that was like melanated, and he's not even fully melanated. He's mixed. His mama is melanated, and his daddy is Latin. You might know him from the Drink Champs. Noriega, remember Noriega? He had the song with the reggaeton shit. Reason why they did that, because there are actual melanated people that's actually rapping on reggaeton, but he was only the person that looked like he was reggaeton, or only person that looked melanated on the reggaeton song. Everybody else was like white. So what they do is they take every form of music, make it like it's theirs. Every form of music, make it like it's theirs. You got the Puerto Ricans; those are the people from Spain, like, and all that shit. Like they're white, pretty much. So everybody thinking, oh, I got me a bad Puerto Rican. If she ain't melanated, man, it ain't nothing to be proud of to me. If she like white, like fuck it, like you just got you a white bitch that speaks Spanish. That's it. Anyway, but you know what I'm saying? That's what the derivatives. When you get our people out there too, I mean, it's like a lot of mixing too gonna be going on. So, but that's going on too now. A lot of melanated people in America, they mess with white women. But I understand what the fuck is going on. But anyway. But yeah, that's why Noriega, his father is actually forgot his nationality. His father is actually, his name is Mambo, I think. His father passed. Crazy, which is crazy, right? And I remember Prodigy said Capone was a snitch, snitched on Havoc's brother or said something in the courtroom, and he got mad at Prodigy behind that. That's really weird. Now if you put it together, you know what I'm saying? He went to jail. He went to jail, and whatever, and came back out or whatever. I'm talking about Capone, but else after that shit with Havoc's brother and all that, and Havoc's brother ended up dying. But I don't want to get too far off the subject. I don't want to digress. I'm gonna stay right on the subject. Anyway, Bishop Diego de Landa, in his account of the affairs of the Yucatan, written in 1566, relates that the prophets were so highly esteemed by the people that they carried them about their shoulders. Now they're talking about the Toltecs. Toltecs are like, that's another word for Olmecs. You know what I'm saying? Take the T off, put a T instead of L instead of a T, and you got Olmecs. They try to hide everything melanated people do. Besides consulting his books, a Chalam would arrive at the prognosis through visions that could only be received on specific days. Often it appears these would be aided by such drugs as tobacco mixed with lime, peyote, or hallucinogenic mushrooms. Hallucinogenic mushrooms. When he was about to receive a vision, Chalam would retire to a room. I remember, what was it? I had to think about it for like a second. I remember from Goody Mob. He was like, when I see in my room, I look at my ceiling, look at my wall, the ceiling of my wall, and I relax and I try to meditate. We don't even realize we do the same shit we've been doing for years. I forget the name, the exact name of the Goody one. One of the members of the Goody Mob. It'll come to me down the line. But yeah, he said he would lie down on his back, falling into a trance. He would then receive divine inspiration from a god or spirit who was thought to have descended to the roof of his house. Afterward, other priests would assemble and listen to the oracle with heads bowed. The Chalams would frequently refer to historical events. They were stirring enough about the future to capture the imagination, yet vague enough to allow for wiggle room. Chalam Balam, for whom the famous books are named, lived in the village of Mani. During the end of the 15th and beginning of the 16th centuries, Balam in Yucatec Mayan means jaguar priest. The jaguar priest. You have jaguar priest inside Kemet or Egypt. And also, think about this. Now, if you got, now, think about this. You'll find them in what? The football team in, where? Jacksonville. What? Jaguars. Let me get it. Oh, it's on his old, there you go, Jacksonville. You'll see it. It's coming. Let me get it. There you go, Jacksonville. All right, Jacksonville. Who? Jaguars. Like in football, Jacksonville. Stay with me. Okay, here it is. Boom. Balam in Yucatec Mayan means jaguar. Chalam translates as prophet. So will be the what? The jaguar prophet. So Chalam, Balam means jaguar prophet. However, since Balam is also a common family name in the region, the manuscripts could also be interpreted as being titled the Book of the Prophet Jaguar. Okay? They place everything where it is for a reason. Remember, I have a video previous. That's why I said Jacksonville is the new It's the new Egypt, the new Kemet, or the new Egypt. Okay, and Kemet means the land of the blackface, and Egypt means Egyptian coast. From what the sun, you only get dark from being in the sun, or you already have melanin when you get darker. So that's why they have to do certain things to block out the sun, like put fake clouds in the sky. Okay, it's not really real like that. They've been really just been spraying chemtrails all day. Originally, Chilam Balam's book was written in Maya hieroglyphic writing, but in 1562, Diego Landa burned some 27 of these books in the village of Mani. We found a great number of books in these letters of theirs. Okay, hieroglyphics in these letters of theirs. Why would they burn something that's not theirs? Theirs. See how I said theirs? That's why I said the Toltecs would really be the Olmecs. That's why they can't build pyramids anymore. Those pyramids out in Mexico was built by melanated people. That's why they never want to say anything about the Olmecs. Why would they be those faces? Why would those faces and those stone faces be there? Okay? Think about it. Burn some 27 of these books in the village of Mani. We found a great number of books in these letters of theirs. He later wrote in his account, and because they contain nothing but superstition and the devil's falsehoods. The devil is your double or your genius, the doppelganger, your higher self. Look at the movie Doppelganger by Drew Barrymore's in the film. Okay, look up Doppelganger. We burned the lot, which upset them most grievously and caused them great pain. Other Catholic, he was a Catholic priest, of course. You know what I'm saying? Look what's going on. All these years, they've been touching on them boys and shit. So think about it. Put it together. They you know what I'm saying? They use their Pope uses our crown, and the Queen of England uses uses all the things that we've been wearing in Kemet or Egypt, and they want to act like they're the royalty when they're not shit. Their bloodline, they're not shit. But I just know I heard of Queen Charlotte was actually a melanated person, and so that's why they have Meghan Markle. Everybody hating on her, but the reason why they wanted to make sure the bloodline lasted, because they're trying to make something last. You can't stop it. What's gonna happen is what's gonna happen. Meghan Markle was placed there for a reason, just like Janet Jackson was when she was over in Saudi Arabia and got that child from that I think that king over there, and they're not even together no more. So think about it. Think about it very clearly. Think about it. We're not. People say, "Oh, they're not smart." Okay, we're very intelligent people. Watch what happens. I've been saying it for months on end. I'm just been watching this shit unfold, and even this whole shit with the so-called virus. I know what this is. It ain't what people think it is. That's all I'm gonna say for right now. Back to the information. Other Catholic priests did the same. Afterward, naturally, the books that escaped the fire were carefully concealed. When they wore out from constant use, transcriptions were made by Mayan scribes educated by the Spanish. By that time, few people could read the hieroglyphic writing any longer, so they were written in Latin script. Then they were passed down through the generations from hand to hand. I need to get my hands on some of those. Okay. All right. Chilam Balam's final and most famous prophecy concerns the Itzas. The Itzas would be, I got me another sign. I got me a sign. I can't show you, but a sign I just saw. Everything comes to me. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. When it comes to me, I'm grateful. How would I put this? The Itzas are the Aztecs. Okay? Chilam Balam's final and most famous prophecy concerns the Itzas, believed by the great Mayanist J. Eric Thompson to be a branch of the sea-faring Chantumaya who invaded and occupied the abandoned classic Mayan city now known as Chichen Itza, around AD 918. Some 60 years later, a second invasion force of Toltecs arrived at Chichen Itza from the Valley of Mexico. Okay? Now, if you look at the Valley of Mexico, like the Gulf of Mexico, Veracruz, forgot the name of the other city. You'll find a lot of Olmec heads, right? Man, I can't think of another other name. Veracruz, it's another city. Goodness, but Veracruz, I can't think of it right now. It'll come to me. Veracruz, okay? All right. The Toltecs arrived at Chichen Itza from the Valley of Mexico and took power. The Toltecs were extremely militaristic, fond of human sacrifice, and brought with them the worship of the feathered serpent god Quetzalcoatl. ATL, stay with me, known to the Maya as Kukulkan. This god will be examined in detail in the next chapter, but for now, it is important to understand that the feathered serpent worshipped at Chichen Itza was a corruption of what had originally been an enlightened being. All right, the prophecy of Chalam Balam. I'm not gonna go into all of it, but I'm going to a lot of parts. I'm gonna be very swift with it. I'm not hiding anything. I'm hitting you with a lot of information. So I'm trying to just minimize everything so you can catch everything. My drift. It shall be displayed to the world, that the world may be enlightened. Lord, there has been a beginning of strife. There has been a beginning of rivalry. When the priestly man shall come to bring the sign of God in time to come, Lord. A new day shall dawn in the north, in the west. Itzamna Kawil shall rise. Our Lord comes. He's talking to the Aztecs. Those are called the Itzas. Our elder brother comes, O men of Tantum. Receive your guest, the bearded man. the bearded man, the men of the east, the bearers of the sign of God, which would be the pyramid. With the pyramid is your higher self. You got the first, they call the third eye, but the first eye and the physical eyes, those are pyramids. Those are the sign of God. And when you have your higher, that's who you are. Your first self, your pineal gland, the melanated man or the melanated woman has the working pineal gland. Think about it. Lord, good indeed is the word of God that comes to us. The day of our regeneration comes. The day of our regeneration comes. But he is ruler over us. He is the true God over our souls. It's just talking about everything outside yourself is inside yourself. We're looking up to something outside, just showing you are your higher self, melanated people. Which you gotta be able to. You gotta when you chose to come back to this third dimension, you have to reclaim something or become your higher self. Thrice weighed down is their strength, the younger brothers native to the land of that certain area. Their hearts are submerged in sin. They are frequent backsliders, the principal ones who spread sin. Naxit Kushit, in the carnal sin of his companions, the 2-day rulers. They sit crookedly on their thrones, crookedly in carnal sin. 2-day men they call them. For 2 days, lewd ones of the day, the unrestrained lewd ones of the night, the rogues of the world. They twist their necks, they wink their eyes, they slaver at the mouth, at the rulers of the land. Lord, behold, when they come, there is no truth in the words of the foreigners. Hear me when what he is saying. He's the prophecy when they come in to the land, the Spanish. There's no truth to them. So reason why people in Spain or in Mexico speak Spanish because they was the reason why people in Mexico speak Spanish is because they were conquered by the conquistadors. That means the conquerors from Spain. But the reason why the people in Spain even speak because the Moors went up to Spain and taught them how to speak. And taught them how to speak. They went over. The Moors ended up leaving from the area or were taken out of Spain or in England and all these areas in Europe because they knew the information would get out. So when the information got out, they knew that they were going to be taken out. There was a prophecy way before thousands and thousands of years this was going to happen. So, with that being said, reason why people in Mexico even speak Spanish because we gave your conquerors that language because they didn't even speak language in the first place. So that land that's there for the Toltecs or the Olmecs, I see another sign. Ashe. The Hawk of Heru. Well, you can't see it, but I can. There it goes. Well, with what I'm trying to, that was a perfect sign. So when you see the Hawk of Heru, which is in where? In Kemet or Egypt, that just goes to show you, I can't make up none of this stuff. This stuff is all around me. So, back to what the information says. So the reason why you even speak Spanish in Mexico, you mad. You know what I'm saying? You mad, you don't like us or whatever. But I got some more information to tell. You think about it. All those lands. Now this is a prophecy not just of that time, but of the time of now. Okay, I'm gonna keep reading. So the reason why you even speak Spanish is because of us. Your conquerors didn't even speak at all. Couldn't even speak. They were shitting in the streets and pissing in the streets and getting disease. We had to raise these people up so they can put y'all under under some type of shit so y'all can speak Spanish. And then when we got it, we would get the information through another way. We came over this way. When we came to hold on, there's some shit going on. This allergy, see. So yeah, 22 was not on purpose. My balance. So when that shit happened, this is only prophecy of today, 2020. And you don't even realize it. Y'all think y'all building all this shit up, all these people, these apartments and these houses. I understand what's going on. I'm gonna keep reading though. To protect your neck. There is no truth in the words of the foreigners to the land. They tell very solemn and mysterious things. The sons of the men of the 7 deserted buildings, the offspring of the women of 7 deserted buildings, Lord. Who will be the prophet? Who will be the priest? Who shall interpret truly the word of the book? According to many Maya, the prevailing interpretation of the Jaguar Prophet's declaration has been entirely wrong. He would say that. He's supposed to say that. Watch this. Watch this. The prophecy means, see, they're going to say, oh, this what this means. No. All that shit is happening now. Watch. Watch this. The prophecy means that in the new time, the Itzes, which are what? The Aztecs. Let me make sure you believe me when I tell you that they're the Aztecs. They already said in the earlier part of the chapter. I tell you I'm not making none of this up. See? Aztecs and Mayans. They always try to take out the Olmecs. Okay? That's who the Toltecs are, right? Okay. Meaning the Mayas in their knowledge are going to come back. Who gave the Mayas the Mayan calendar? Why did the calendar stop at a certain time? It's because it was showing that. Why would it stop? It's because it was a certain end of a period. Okay, that's all that means. It's the end of a period, not the end of the world. It's the end of the world as you know it, because everything is becoming a new matrix or a new illusion. Watch this. Declares Humbat's men. The first tree of the world is the holy Sheba tree of the Mayan. You can almost damn near call it the tree of life. You look at the tree of life, the Kabbalah tree of life. When Hunbats attended the convocation of Mayan elders early in March 1990, the village of San Francisco El Alta, they conferred about the prophecies. The conclusion was that at this time, now, I read this at one of the those native mounds, Native American indigenous mounds, our people's mounds. Before I got to this part, it was a white lady trying to. She saw me sitting down doing what I was doing. She tried to walk up to me, ask me what I was doing. Say, well, "What do you want?" She had money in her hand, trying to give it to me. I didn't even accept the shit. I'm like, "No, you can't. I don't want to talk to you. So I just want to do what I need to do." And the funny thing is, when I said that, she had money in her hand, like she wanted to give it to me, like she wanted to pay for her salvation or something. I'm like, I'm not giving you no salvation. You're gonna have to go through what you got to go through. You're gonna have to deal with it. Oops. Oh well. We need to do more. The conclusion was that at this time we need to do more rituals. He states more rituals everywhere. We're going to we're going to go again to the very old sacred places and make rituals there. The pyramids belong more to the Indians than to some official system like the government. So we're going to go to more of those places to reopen our sacred centers again for people to try to understand the knowledge that is there. We need to take in the knowledge of the sun to understand what we have in our memory. Akashic memory. Okay? Akashic memory. With that energy, we are going to wake up those centers, activate them, and wake up society. We're not going to wake up society. We're going to destroy the society. And also, this is what I was talking about when they have all the Mayans or the Aztecs, the so-called Mayans and the so-called Aztecs in America, as they want to so-called kick them out, right? No. The thing is, they've been moving them everywhere to get rid of melanated people. But they don't realize what they're doing. I know what's going on. All right. So when I told you about Quetzalcoatl earlier, right? According to a prophecy that had been in widespread circulation for centuries throughout the Valley of Mexico, a part man, part god named Acto Tapiltzin or Quetzalcoatl would one day return to reclaim his kingdom, which had been guarded by the Aztecs since his departure. Okay, you see right here, the Aztecs cult of the fifth sun. I don't make none of this shit up. You gotta learn how to decode what these people are saying. Look at it and just break it up. Okay, Quetzalcoatl will one day return to reclaim his kingdom, which had been guarded by the Aztecs since his departure from the abandoned Toltec capital. Toltec, when I say Toltec, they really talking about Olmecs. There's no Olmecs in this book. Why would they not have Olmecs in the book at all? But you see there stone heads everywhere. I'm focused. I'm very focused. Toltecs abandoned Toltec capital of Tolan in the language of Nahut Atal, ATL, the Atlanta Braves, right? Okay, you got the Atlanta Hawks basketball team, Atlanta Falcons. Put the birds together, they make the Phoenix. Okay. Y'all in trouble, man. Hey, fuck it, man. Just go ahead and sit back and just wait. Just wait for the live show, man. That's all I can say. Wait for the live show. The language of Nahut Atel, ATL, Atlanta, Nahut Atel, used throughout the Central Highlands. See, Octal, ATL means one reed. The date of Tapiltzin's birth for political reasons. Moctezuma, who was himself regarded as a god upon whom men could not gaze, claimed that he was only keeping the empire of Taplitzin Quetzalcoatl until his return. Oh, and with that being said, this is where I end the video. All right, peace.